Hello there, Cesar. Okay, well done for reducing the word count. I was almost going to send it back again because it looked way too much. But then I checked the conversation and it didn't want to edit already. So let's go. Some advocacy groups and individuals debate about the invasion and lack of consideration imposed by global marketing in the countries where it has been implemented. Fantastic. No need for capitalization for global marketing. On the opposite side of the fence, no. Let's go for clarity. It's not the best use of that idiom. We could just say conversely. That's more accurate, it sounds more natural, and it reduces your word count considerably, but at least by 5 words. Conversely, defenders of this practice champion its benefits, arguing that it is a cost-effective and necessary way of bringing unknown ideas to target audiences. Each end of the spectrum has good reasons not to be entirely disregarded. Fantastic, but that can just be deleted because it's got nothing to do with this essay. Nothing specific. I could put that sentence in an essay about global warming and it would be fine. So be careful about that. That's what's called an empty sentence, okay? On the one hand, when businesses realize the potential of new markets in other countries, for some of them the bottom line then becomes their mantra. Fantastic. As a consequence, it can be said that a handful of international marketing practices have become more disruptive regarding the local culture and even local language in which they operate, full stop. In which they operate, surplus to requirement. Like it's not entirely necessary, especially when we are way above the word limit anyway, so don't worry, okay, just delete it. Operating along those lines more likely fails to bring the new expected revenue due to the lack of adaptability and understanding of the society they want to penetrate. Cohesion and coherence especially with your argument. Okay, are we talking about increasing profits, or should we be talking about the negative effects of international marketing? Okay, so be careful. We seem to be dancing. We're talking about profits, then we're talking about the invasions, but we've got no example, we've got no solid position. It's not clear, it's not very coherent. These issues can be easily addressed, Cesar, by just following a decent, solid essay plan where we've got our arguments crystal clear before we start writing. Okay, I'll explain about that in more detail in a few minutes. On the other hand, it is evident the usefulness of international marketing in some areas of social development. Genius. The rising number of multinational companies branching all over the world as a result of a globalized economy will only increase the ubiquitous influence of this form of marketing. Genius. Similarly, marketers see the potential of social media and online services to be used as powerful tools to share knowledge. Good. Raise awareness and bridge inequality gaps between diverse societies. Fantastic. In summary, the polarized opinions around multinational marketing practices have good foundations on either sides of the debate, but both need to be... Okay, so right, let's see. Okay, likewise, same problem here. What's your position? Okay, is this good or bad? It's completely neutral. I'm sorry if I sound angry, but I want you to, it's just important for me that you get what I'm saying, and I'd rather be nasty, bad, and angry and give you lots of value rather than be Mr. Softy, nice guy, have a good day, blah, 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 and you fail the exam. So what's the position here? I can't really get it, okay? I'm sorry. It's exactly the same problem as before. So be careful. And there's no solid real-world example. So be careful. But this can easily be solved, and a student like you would just fly through the course at sentenceguide.com. Have a look at that. You'll have me giving you lots of feedback, and you'll have the essay structure you need to write solid essays. And I will give you detailed tutorials and information on how to reduce your word count for every single essay. In summary, the polarized opinions around multinational marketing practices have good foundations on either side of the debate, but both need to be meticulously considered and analysed. Only then the best of this debate can be made for the benefit of us as a global society. Not bad. I would have preferred something like In summary, global marketing is clearly a serious threat, especially to developed countries, as they have to affront the full barrage of advertising campaigns. Full stop. This trend can only continue into the future with more dire consequences unless governments take affirmative action. Full stop. Okay? And now it's crystal clear where you are, what you stand with this. Okay? Where you stand with this. So if you want to write like that with much more coherently and hit the word limit every day, every time, and get good points for task response, amazing points for task response, I'm pretty certain I can get you to a 7, alright? Just have a look at Sentence Guide, it'll be a 7 or higher. Have a look at sentenceguide.com. If you don't need any help with the speaking, then just get the writing. If you do need help, if you want to improve your speaking, have a look at the other course, okay? So hopefully we'll carry on working together. Have a good day in Australia and take care.